Alrighty, what up guys? We are out here another day. So check it out. I know some of you out there have been thinking about buying them little eBay turbo kits and you're wondering if it even is worth your money. Well, watch this video and I'm gonna tell you all about it. This your boy. Okay, so let's dive right into it. This is my B-Swap Civic. Every piece of turbo part that you see on here pretty much came from eBay in some form or another. Now my turbo is not a kit, but each part on here pretty much essentially comes in the kit. I just bought them separately. The turbo that I'm using is the little 50 trim eBay turbo. This is a very small turbo, but it is a workhorse indeed. You can buy these on eBay for about $99, all the way to like $120. It's a T3, T4 turbo. Now, if you look online on eBay, you'll see that these will make anywhere between about 350 plus horsepower, and that's brake horsepower. I tend to think that they make a little bit more. Now, the actual pounds of boost on the wastegate is typically around about 7 pounds. I am pushing mine up to 20 pounds right now, but they are rated anywhere from 5 pounds of boost to 25 pounds of boost. This little turbo on 25 pounds of boost is definitely going to get you close to 400, if not 400. And if this is your first project, that's really all you're going to need. I'm going to tell you that right now, because at 20 pounds, this little car is extremely fun, extremely fun. Now, who are these little turbo kits for? In my opinion, these little eBay turbo kits are for anyone that's looking to, you may have just got your little project car, or you may already have had your project car and you're ready to start working on it, but you're on a budget. We all on a budget. And a lot of times it's actually fun to build a car on a budget. Anybody can throw money at something, but if this is truly a project, do it on a budget. I found that building something on a budget, it actually adds a little bit more fun to it, because you can step back and look at it and say, I built this whole little fun car with 3 grand. There's nothing like that feeling. But before you do that, you got to make sure that at least it won't be causing you problems. So once again, let's go back into what the eBay turbo kits come with. Now, if you're buying this as a full kit is going to come with this same intercooler. It's going to come with most of the same piping. I got that off eBay too, but it was used, as you can see. You're going to come with a blow-off valve just like that. It's going to come with the long manifold, and most of them come with the little T3, T5, the T3, T4, 50 trim turbo, like I was just talking about. Now let's talk about these individually. These couplers, they don't blow off even under 20 pounds. I've only had one coupler blow off since building this car. And that says a lot for these clamps. They're not the typical clamps like these. A lot of times people use these little cheap clamps like those, but larger. I don't really like those. These work well. You can tighten them down really, really good. So that's another good thing about these little eBay turbos. Now for this blow-off valve, this did not come in the kit form, but this is an eBay blow-off valve, and it works extremely well too. It's nothing like the sound of a blow-off valve when you're decelerating, you've been in boost, and all you hear is that psh. Oh, it's absolutely amazing. I love it. And it don't require an expensive blow-off valve to get that sound. You just want to make sure you've sized it right. Now, as you can see on here, is an adjustable blow-off valve, just like you find with the more expensive ones. Now let's move on over to this intercooler, because it's a pretty small intercooler. Now I live in Texas, so it gets really, really hot. My fan is on a switch. It does not automatically turns on. And I can tell you, I really don't even have to run the fan that much, and there's not that much heat that is generated, even in 100-degree weather. Now, if I don't turn that fan on, I'm just sitting there idling, it's gonna get hot, it's gonna get hot. But as soon as I turn the fan on, it goes right back down to normal operating temperature. So when you look at these little small intercoolers, they work absolutely well. And the good thing about Civic is you got these little small radiators, and that they don't block the flow of air. So that has a lot to do with it as well. Now most of the piping is 2.5 inch going all the way up. Two to 2.5 inch going all the way up. That's what you're gonna find in your eBay kit. Now another thing about these is that you may want to be aware of. I know it's going to look better, but you don't really want it. These don't come with like two type of manifold. You're gonna have the ram horn manifold, and you're also gonna have this log manifold. I would not suggest getting the kit with the ram horn manifold. The reason is because they are very cheaply made, and they're susceptible to cracks, and you're just going to end up buying a log manifold. Are the log manifolds the best? No, they are not. Will they rust? Yes, they will, because they're not stainless steel. But I've had this on here for a while, and there's no cracks, there's no nothing. Absolutely amazing for what it is. Now, one thing you do got to worry about, since the runners are so short and all of that, you may have a little bit of back pressure, so you want to make sure that you got your PCV system is kind of up to par, catch can or whatnot. But I haven't had any issues with that. Now, one thing you want to be aware of when it comes to these eBay turbos is the drainage. My drain line, I fabricated that. It's not the typical one braided line that comes with the turbos kits. And the reason why is I feel like with those particular kits, the drain lines and the A&N connectors, whatever you want to call them, they don't officially drain as well as they should, because you want to make sure, because these are all gravity fed, so you want to make sure you have that drain going down at least at a 45. I found it hard, at least with my EF, to get those to drain the pop properly, and so I tend to with an easier setup, which is just a fuel line. I can't remember the size, and some regular clamps, and so far there's no leaking. That's the only thing about that. But you may not have any issues with that, so I won't say that that's a problem. It's just something that you may want to be aware of. Now, what else is going on with this eBay kit? I mean, it's really pretty basic. Now, another thing that you may want to be aware of, it may not fit perfect. If you have an older car like this one, it's not going to fit perfect. You're going to have to figure out and put some thought in it. If you have like a 92 on up, those are what they are typically for. So they usually fit pretty well. But you may be missing parts here and there, but for $800, man, who cares? Go to your hardware store and buy some of these parts, and don't even worry about that. So at the end of the day is, if you're looking for some budget and want to get started and you're okay with having a few fitment issues or something, I mean, your only other choice is to have someone build you one or buy a way more expensive kit in hopes that it fit well as well. And the good thing about these little cheap turbos, people say they don't last. This turbo has lasted me quite a while, at least since I've had it, and I've had it for a few years, and who knows how it was before I even got a hold of it, because the turbo came with the car, and I just installed it and pieced together the other stuff. And they're only like $100, so if it blows out, blows up, and don't blow your motor up, or if you see some seals are going, or you got oil in the front housing, just buy another one for 99 bucks and slap it right on and have a blast. All I gotta say is, at this point, is for the price, and if you're on a budget, you got Christmas money, man, go for it. You can install it in a day, but weekend at most, and just have the best fun of your life. Put it on. Now, there's other stuff you're gonna need to accompany it with, like a fuel system, and but we can get into that in another video. But that eBay turbo kit is going to be your most expensive piece in building a turbo Civic. Y'all let me know what you think about these little turbos in the comments. Those are my thoughts. Peace.